Good afternoon and welcome back to Dave B's Kitchen. A couple weeks ago we made cantaloupe ice cream, and in talking with friends, family, and across the internet, we had a request for one of my wife's family's treats, which was banana ice cream. And it was always a special occasion that they made banana ice cream, and she was had a hankering for that. So, but she wanted chocolate with it. So we're going to go ahead and make a chocolate banana frozen custard today. And it's going to be about 400 total carbs in 5 quarts that the freezer makes. And last time I mentioned that we had 1 quart servings, and I got a lot of feedback saying that was probably a little heavy. So in this one you have 16 pints that you can get out of it, or about 40 carbs per pint or so. So it's still a special treat, high in carbs. We are going to use the bananas as a puree to offset the bitterness of the chocolate. We are using pure unsweetened cocoa powder. I am going to use about 2/3 of a cup of refined sugar, and of course 8 egg yolks. We're going to add a little cinnamon to it, just because we like cinnamon with our bananas, kind of a bananas fostery thing. So with that, we'll go ahead and we have a total of 8 bananas in the container here. And we're going to add a vanilla bean to that. We look for as ripe bananas as you can find. We found this guy here, and he was pretty ripe, and they tend to get really sweet that way, especially when you put them on the stovetop. And we'll go ahead and get our vanilla bean, extract our extra beans for my Aunt Bonnie. And again, this is the Tahitian vanilla bean. We also like the Madagascar, they're good. I thought I'd give these guys a try and have not been disappointed. Very impressed with them. And they have just a really nice flavor. I suggested that we go ahead and try a little bit of cayenne pepper with the cocoa, but my wife thought that wasn't probably a great idea for this dessert. So let's see here, we'll turn up the heat a little bit. Got some fire going. And I put about a 1/4 stick of butter in here. And it's very similar how you'd make a bananas foster. We'll get the heat on those a little bit. And as they're cooking, I have about a tablespoon and a half of cinnamon. And we'll just let that all blend together. And once this congeals and softens the bananas up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add some cream to it, hit it with an immersion blender, add our egg yolks to thicken it, and then we'll get it in the ice cream freezer. So we'll be back here as soon as the bananas ripen up and get warmed up a little bit on the stovetop, and we'll carry on.
We have 8 bananas peeled and sauteed in a 1/4 pound of butter with 2 vanilla beans. We've added 5.2 ounces of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and we continue to cook them until they are soft. Our banana mixture has broken down nicely, and now we are adding 1 quart of half and half to the cooked bananas, and we will let it come back to a simmer. Our banana and half mixture has come back to a simmer, so we will now temper the 8 egg yolks. Using the hot custard base, add small amounts of the custard to the eggs at a time to prevent them from cooking or scrambling. Once tempered, add the egg yolks into the custard base. Our tempered base has continued to thicken, and we are now adding 7.5 ounces of unsweetened cocoa powder. Continue to cook until incorporated. Turn off the heat and continue to stir.
Now we're going to transfer it over to our ice bath to cool it off, and where we're going to add our heavy cream. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and put it into the freezer. So as we're putting this in, you can see it's still quite warm. So the whole object here is to cool her down so we can get it into the ice cream freezer. It's almost like a chocolate ganache. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that, but I had a little heavy cream in there. I'm going to add a total of 2 quarts of heavy cream, and it's basically just going to come into a custard consistency as I incorporate it. One of the nice things about this recipe is it's about 24.6% butter fat, and you're not whipping a lot of air into it. A lot of the commercial ice creams, you get a lot of air, which, I guess it's fine, but we certainly enjoy the frozen custard treats with the cooked base. The non-cooked bases are very good as well, but we just enjoy the cooked custard base as a preference. And we'll just go ahead and keep incorporating this. And we're going to do this with both quarts of heavy cream. And basically we have a banana chocolate ganache custard. So we're going to go ahead and put it into our ice cream freezer, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, our freezer is stopped, and now we're getting down to pulling out the dasher, and of course anything left on the dasher is always chef's treat. And it looks like it turned out pretty good. And as we're peeling this guy back, setting up pretty good in the center, kind of like what we had hoped. And I think we're going to have a pretty good batch. And what we'll do to let it ripen is we'll put it in the freezer with a little bit of parchment paper just in the top, and just let her go for a couple hours here before our final product. And that'll be it. It is really chocolatey. I don't get a whole lot of banana, but it's pretty doggone good if I say so myself.